know that most of what you've seen, read, or heard about Billy the Kid is untrue? My name is Gail Cooper. I'm a medical doctor and forensic psychiatrist. My specialty is murder case consultation for the defense. For 20 years, I've used my expertise to uncover the real Billy the Kid. Researching over 40,000 pages of archival documents and books, I've written the revisionist history. It's shocking, it's liberating, and I've written books demolishing the hoaxes, hijacking the history. My talks will share with you what I've found. Cover-ups, misinformation, and fakery, to use Old West lingo, will bite the dust. This talk presents my revisionist history of Billy Bonney's attempted appeal of his hanging sentence. The information is from my book, The Lost Pardon of Billy the Kid, an analysis factoring in the Santa Fe Ring, Governor Lew Wallace's dilemma, and a territory in rebellion. On April 13, 1881, Billy Bonney was sentenced to hang by Santa Fe ring-beholden Judge Warren Bristol, but he continued to fight for justice. On April 15th, from the Mesilla jail, he wrote to a Santa Fe attorney named Edgar Capeless. He'd met Capeless in the Santa Fe jail when Capeless was representing Billy's fellow Stinking Springs captives, Billy Wilson and Dave Rudabaugh. Billy became his client too, surprisingly, for a case of his own. He made a replevin or rustling charge against Texan Frank Stewart, one of Pat Garrett's posse men at the Stinking Springs ambush. Stewart had stolen Billy's famous bay mare after the capture. He then sold her in Las Vegas to Scott Moore, owner of Moore's Hot Springs Hotel. Moore gifted her to his wife, who named her Kid Stewart Moore. Capeless took Billy's case on contingency. Billy had been fighting for justice since John Tunstall's Santa Fe ring murder. He was a deputy to arrest Tunstall's murderers. He was a regulator in the anti-ring Lincoln County War. He fulfilled his pardon bargain with Governor Lew Wallace by testifying against the ring murderers of Attorney Houston Chapman, and he testified in the Court of Inquiry against Ringite Commander N.A.M. Dudley for murder and arson in the Lincoln County War battle. After Billy's hanging sentence, he turned to Edgar Capeless to help his appeal. Billy's attorneys had been Albert Jennings Fountain and John D. Bale. They'd been appointed by Judge Bristol after Billy's loyal attorney, Ira Leonard, suddenly quit after a likely ring death threat. But as discussed in Talk 30 linked below, Billy didn't recognize the inadequate defense made by these ring-biased lawyers. Possibly to further impede him, Fountain then demanded money to do an appeal. So Billy turned to his replevin case to get money, and grounds for appeal were the lack of a translator for his Spanish-speaking jurymen. Billy's April 15th letter to Edgar Capeless exists only as a copy. It's Billy's last known letter. He wrote, "Dear Sir, I would have written before this but could get no paper. My United States case was thrown out of court and I was rushed to trial on my territorial charge, was convicted of murder in the first degree, and am to be hanged on the 13th day of May. Mr. A.J. Fountain was appointed to defend me and has done the best he could for me. He is willing to carry the case further if I can raise the money to bear his expense. The mare is about all I can depend on at present, so hope you will settle the case right away and give him the money you get for her. If you do not settle the matter with Scott Moore and have to go to court about it, Either give him, Fountain, the mare or sell her at auction and give him the money. Please do as he wishes in the matter. I know you will do the best you can for me in this. I shall be taken to Lincoln tomorrow. Please write and direct care of Garrett, Sheriff. Excuse bad writing. I have my handcuffs on. I remain as ever, yours respectfully, W. H. Bonney. The letter proves that Billy never gave up, but abandonment is its sad subtext. He had no trial witnesses on his behalf. No partisan offered money for his appeal, and this letter, to save his own life, was almost impossible to write for lack of paper. I'll comment on its content. Billy saying his United States case was thrown out referred to Attorney Ira Leonard's quashing Santa Fe ring boss and U.S. Attorney Thomas Benton Catron's federal indictment of him and his fellow regulators on a technicality that it was actually a territorial, not a federal case. And the territorial charge Billy referred to was the William Brady killing. Billy reports his scheduled hanging for May 13th, implying urgency. He describes Fountain's appointment, revealing unawareness of his poor defense by stating that he did, quote, the best he could for me. Billy then reported, quote, he is willing to carry the case further if I can raise the money to bear his expense. Billy stated the mare was, quote, all I can depend on. He doesn't mention Lew Wallace's promised pardon, finally resigned to its betrayal. He has to save himself. So he urges Capeless to settle the case with Scott Moore. But trusting no one now, he also instructs Capeless on alternatives of giving Fountain the mare or selling her at auction. As contact information, Billy adds his transport to Lincoln to Pat Garrett's custody. Ever the perfectionist, even at death's door, Billy apologizes that his handcuffs interfered with writing his proper Spencerian script. Capeless did win the Repleven case, but after Billy's killing, he kept the money as his fee. A later talk will discuss Billy's great escape from Lincoln's courthouse jail just 15 days before hanging.